and then a screen pass that they lose yards on will drive them all the way back to the 27-yard line. 2:23 left to play in this football game. 20-7. Ryder with the ball and the lead, and they will go ahead and win this football game apparently from their own 26. Handoff, first man upfield is Mundraw Lewis, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped immediately for no gain. Again, the guys up front there include Goodman, Ryan Woods, the linebackers. Paramore's in the game, so is Ray Rivera, and there's a timeout on the field with 2:16 left. It's 20-7. Ryder leading Sherman. Bearcat football continues in a moment on KDSQ. 2:16 left to play here. Sherman misfires on 4th and goal at the 18-yard line. Ryder has the ball in a 13-point lead. 2:16 left to play. And it's second down and about 10. Handoff, Mundraw Lewis. He's done it all night. Gets maybe a yard here as he runs at the left side of that Sherman defensive line. Paramore will have none of that. Gets help from Goodman and Ray Rivera, who's played an outstanding game. It's third down and about 9. And the clock runs under the 2-minute mark. And again, it appears that Sherman will fall to 4-3 on the season and 2-2 in district play. Next week they play Keller.
And Bill, Ryder is one of these teams that now has gotten the biggies out of the way, if you want to call the pre-district favorites that way. So they're certainly going to be fighting for a playoff position. 3rd and 9. Option play going right. Flanagan in trouble. Hit at the line of scrimmage. He manages to fall forward for a couple of 3 yards. Goodman brings him down at the 31, but it's 4th down in a punting situation with 1:34 left to play. And a timeout called by the Sherman Bearcats with 1:34 left to go. Wichita Falls Ryder 20, the Sherman Bearcats 7. We'll pause for a moment as you listen to Bearcat football on KDSQ. 1:34 left to play in this football game. It's 4th down and about 6, and Sherman will probably try to block this punt by Craig Brown. He's punting against the wind. I would think the Bearcats would get outstanding field position, but it looks like they're going to load up on the front and see if they can knock this kick down. Alvis Anderson already has one block this year. High snap, but they get the ball away. And against the wind, a pretty good kick. Fair caught by Matt Robinson at his own 46-yard line. So 54 yards and away for the Bearcats, but they need 2 touchdowns, and there's only 1:29 to go, and they have 1 timeout left. They need to put the ball in the end zone now to have any prayer of even gunning for the end zone later on. So they'll send 2 receivers. They've got double receivers lined up right, Bryant and Booker. And it looks like Raymond Wright's going to throw. 7-step drop, looking downfield. Fires it over the head of Randy Bryant at the 35-yard line. Boy, he threw a Nolan Ryan fastball. And I don't think Bryant knew Raymond could throw it quite that hard. But he zipped that one incomplete. Bill, they're going with the no huddle here, and maybe trying to confuse Ryder a little bit, but they've got a couple guys down there about 25, 30 yards downfield playing center field, and they obviously know what's coming.
Well, you see something we don't normally see. I thought we were going to have 3 receivers in the game here, but they run Bryant off field and now have to call a timeout. That's not going to make John Outlaw real happy, because they have to burn their last timeout because of some confusion. And Raymond Wright comes over to visit with the head coach at the 45-yard line. 1:24 left.
Bill, the worst thing about that is the fact that they had an incomplete pass, so the clock was already stopped. So if anything, go back in your huddle, call the play, and come back out and run it.
2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line. You'll be reaching at this point to envision a scenario, Sherman winning this football game the way things have gone. They scored on their first possession, Bruce, and have been stopped cold ever since. They had that 1 4th down at the half-yard line, and that pretty much put the game away, didn't it?
Well, we've squandered 2 really good scoring opportunities, a 4th and 1 or a 4th and a half a foot, I guess, and previously we had a 1st and 9 and weren't able to capitalize on it.
And here's 2nd down from the 46. Deep drop by Raymond Wright, obviously wanting to throw the screen, and he just dumps that one away. The nearest guy was Jason Gottfredson. Ernie Wash was well covered. He was apparently was the intended receiver back at the 35. So the nearest guy was Jason Gottfredson, the center, and now it's 3rd down at the 46-yard line.
I don't think Jason was really looking to catch the football on that play. I don't think we have a center eligible yet.
Well, 3 receivers are lined up, tight end, and receivers split left and right on 3rd down. Draw play to Boyd. This is like a bomb. He is open at the 35, down to the 30, down to the 25, and the 20-yard line with 1:07 to go. letting this guy loose in the open field is better than throwing the ball. That play started at their own 46-yard line and winds up at the 21.
Well, we're still not out of this yet. We can hopefully get the ball in the end zone here and not eat up too much time, and if we can get the onside kickback, we could still be in business.
Landefeld, the taller receiver, and Booker lined up left, and Raymond Wright on first down is going that way. Looks downfield, fires at the 10-yard line, underthrows Booker, who was hit by Kevin Lewis at the 10-yard line. The ball would have probably been incomplete anyway because it was underthrown, and Randy Bryant comes in with 1:02 to go. That run, by the way, a moment ago was a 34-yarder by Boyd. And what are his rushing totals for the night now? Do you have any idea?
Well, unofficially, and these are very unofficial, Sterling is going to be real close, about 180 yards tonight.
And here's Raymond Wright looking downfield, underthrows Landefeld at the 1-yard line on 2nd down and 10. Now it becomes 3rd down at the 21-yard line. Raymond just hasn't been all that sharp on his passing tonight. He has just been a little bit out of sync with his receivers. He doesn't throw a lot, but he has been a lot more efficient than he has been tonight. He now has 5 interceptions on the season, and the 2 that he threw tonight were costly. 3rd down and 10 at the 21-yard line. Split backfield, and here they go again with 56 seconds to go. Firing at the end zone. He underthrows Landefeld, and it's picked off.
And Bill, that was actually Rodney Sneed that was in the ball game.
Was that Sneed?
That was Rodney Sneed.
Rodney Sneed underthrowing that pass play to Brad Skipworth, who picks it off. That's the 3rd pass play of the night. That was Sneed's first play, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
He had just come into the ball game for Raymond on that play.
Well, that'll do it. 50 seconds to go. 3rd interception of the night, 2 by Raymond Wright and 1 by Rodney Sneed. They'll have to run one more play, and this football game will be history. And Sherman will be 4-3. Disappointing loss at home. It's their 2nd home loss of the year. They've got 2 more home games to go, 3 more regular season games. Final play of the football game, the Raider quarterback, Ramon Flanagan, takes a knee, and that'll do it. That's the ball game. 10 seconds left. Sherman cannot stop the clock, and they suffer a frustrating loss tonight to the Raider Raiders out of Wichita Falls. That's it. Final score here at Bearcat Stadium. The Raider Raiders come in and win surprisingly by a final score of 20-7 over the Sherman Bearcats. Bearcat football continues in 2 minutes on KDSQ.